you are. Your mother told me the Tern had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt. Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave. Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off. I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we? Your mother was quite specific. Unless the castle is under attack, you get that dog before doing anything else. Her words, not mine. Before we go, my lady, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true? Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me? Maybe. Have mercy. Is he asking after me or not? Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine? Me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst. We really should go after your hound, my lady, before he does something worse. Only what everyone hears. I never expected to actually see one. So few of them are here in Ferelden. I only know that once you become a Grey Warden, your old life is over. There's no going back. I hear they only recruit the most skilled. It'd be disappointing if that wasn't true. Never. You hear about Darkspawn attacking homesteads and travellers, but I thought they were just stories. As you wish. But what if the Grey Warden tries to recruit you? Have you thought about it? I suppose you have many other options. Me, I would give anything to be recruited. Well, you know I've served your father for years, since my own father sent me to squire here. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn, but our land is little more than a glorified farmstead. I do miss it though. The valleys of the Bannorn are beautiful this time of year. I take great pride in serving the Tern. Still, if I had the opportunity to join the Grey Wardens, I wouldn't hesitate. With his blessing, I imagine. Joining the Wardens is the highest service one can render. I would were it my choice. Your father decided I should remain with the complement guarding the castle. I hope that's because this Grey Warden wishes to see me. Of course, my lady. Lead on. Go! Man the gate! Keep those bastards out as long as you can! Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive! I was certain Howe's men had gotten through. He was looking for you two. He told us to hold the hall as long as possible. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Howe's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly. If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall. Please, go while you have the chance. When I last saw the Tern, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
Milady, I never thought I would see you again. Why, yes. When I realized there was no way to save the castle, I checked everywhere to see if you and your family were able to escape. The lord and lady were slain. I thought they killed you too. I searched for you and never found you. And I am very glad to see you too. When the castle fell, I was captured by housemen and held until I was able to escape. I thought I'd go to Ostagar, where I knew Duncan would be headed. But when I arrived there, everything was in ruins. I heard the rumors. I know King Caelan fell in battle, as did Duncan. My hopes of becoming a warden are finished, but not my desire to help in this war. You? How? It does not matter. I suspected Duncan was not only interested in me. In any case, you are in danger now. The Grey Wardens were blamed for what happened at Ostagar. I did not know what to believe myself, but seeing you are one of them, I now know it is a lie. I am still bound to the oath I made to your father. I have nowhere else to go. Could you accept me as your companion? I am glad to be at your side again. By the way, please call me Roland, if you will. Yes? What can I do for you? Of course. Once I sent your mother and you after your father, I stayed with the rest of our men to hold the doors for as long as we could. We knew we would not be able to hold them for long, so when housemen rammed them open, we fought. I ended up being wounded and knocked unconscious. Many. The survivors were dragged outside to the courtyard, I gather. That's where I opened my eyes. We were all prisoners. Howe was parading himself before us, giving a speech on how much he had waited for this and how he deserved it. If anyone was unconscious or wounded, or felt too much pain to pay attention, they would hit them and throw cold water on them to make them listen. I don't remember much of what he said, just what I told you. I was bleeding from an open wound in my head. I felt dizzy. Everything was a blur. I was one of those who got hit and dragged around, as if more punches could make me focus. Others suffered a worse fate. Men who were too badly wounded to move were killed on the spot. The servants and children that were still alive were forced to gather the corpses and burn them. I don't have the strength to keep talking about this now, my lady. Please forgive me. Thank you. My friend, I have to admit that I am curious about the role and responsibilities of a Grey Warden. I understand that the rites involved in the ceremony are kept secret, but please tell me, how does one become a Grey Warden? So drinking Darkspawn blood makes you a Grey Warden? I'm sure it must entail something else aside from that. My only future was to be a mere soldier, a knight at the castle, or perhaps an army commander someday. But when Duncan arrived and showed interest in me, I was ecstatic. I was thinking that maybe I could not only fight at your side, but become a warden myself. It's a shame that you don't know anything else about the joining. There must be some document still, somewhere, maybe? So only the fittest survives. I'd like to think Duncan saw something in me that led him to believe I would survive as well. What you tell me is a bit disturbing, but I think I would have tried nevertheless.
One that I'm still willing to take, if I ever have the chance. I'd like to live that life.
Maker's breath. I'm sorry. I was just remembering. Yes, I'm fine. Just let me catch my breath. As you may have guessed, I was thinking about the time I spent captive. A time I try to forget, but that seems to haunt me either way. Thank you, my friend, but it's not necessary. Let's just go. Friend, please don't get me wrong, but I feel I have the obligation to talk about how you handle yourself in battle. Well, your technique. You need quite a bit of practice, but I don't think I could just teach you in one sitting. You see, you tend to elevate your arm too much when you thrust, and your steps, they're totally wrong. Then if we go over your tactics. And look at the cost. You can barely dodge a blow, and can rarely stay out of harm's reach. So, I think that if you start... Well, thank you. I'm glad I make that impression. I couldn't be any other way, however, given my many years of training. But please, friend, come with me. I'll teach you some techniques now, and after that I'm sure we'll make time to continue with those lessons. I'm sure you'll get better in no time.
My lady, today I was remembering our life before all this. We had happier times. I can't stop thinking how it all came to this, and I wonder how our lives will change. That's what I was remembering, and what I thought about for a very long time after your parents made us. We had to stop seeing each other. I'm sorry. Everything is so different now. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I remember our first kiss that night in the far corner of the gardens. I had always seen you as a playmate, until one day, strangely, magically I'd say, my feelings changed. I realized we had grown up, and you were so beautiful. After that, I must admit I didn't think much about anything else. Everything was blurry except when you were with me, and it was for a time until I gathered my strength to tell you how I felt. I know you did. Every time you sneaked out in the middle of the night to find me, I was assured of that. I treasure those moments. I had never been in love before, or since. That I didn't know. Maybe this is something to think on further. We should concentrate on the task ahead now, for a while. Happy birthday! I know, but who cares? I wanted to give you something. Actually, I think it's cologne. Stink. Well, that's a bit harsh. Let's say that in our current living conditions, the state of the roads, the dry weather and heat, not to mention your physical activity, I thought that you'd appreciate it. Undoubtedly. Preceded by a 2-hour bath, probably. Come, let's scare some more darkspawn. My lady, I was wondering, after the conversations we had about what happened back in the castle, how are you feeling? You didn't have a choice. Your parents did what any parent would do to protect their child. You shouldn't blame yourself for something you had no control over. No, as I said before, you did not have that choice. Never blame yourself about this. We cannot change what happened. I, for one, am very happy that you made it out alive.
I hope that one day you do. In the meantime, if you feel this weighing on you, you know where to find me. Here we are. Would you look at those trees? How far do you think you could see from the top of one? It's a beautiful place, no doubt. I could see myself living here. Maybe, if the Dalish weren't so suspicious of outsiders. We have a problem. No, not you. We, the dog and I. Do you see these? These used to be a pair of leather leggings that used to be very conveniently worn underneath the metal mesh and what have you, to form an armor. To protect my legs, among other parts. Very funny. You win this time. But the problem remains. Without these, my legs will fry if the weather's hot and freeze if it is cold. You understand my concern. I would say, yes, please, and then beg for more. But could you please take a look at the drool? I don't want my legs and your hands to be covered in dog drool. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about this so you can at least tell the dog to go bother someone else. And that I'll be throwing these away and taking some spares. I doubt they'd fit, but thank you. I may just take Alistair's.
My lady, I was wondering. I know you don't have a lot of time for idle chat, but how are you bearing with your pastime? I remember you were so good at it. Do you now? Stories or private things? If you write stories, I'd very much like to read them. It's nice to be able to take your mind off this blasted blight sometimes. Me? I like good food. But you probably realize that by now if you ever saw me eating like a hungry jackal after a long fight. I'm also an avid reader. And I wonder why you look so surprised. Does sleeping count as a pastime? If so, add it too, for good measure. A big one. I'll give you that.
Ah, Denerim. I love this place. The city life, the busy markets, the tavern patrons and the extra beers. The nice ladies of loose morals and clothing. Ha, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. But, well, it's true. Ha, come on. While we were here, all the soldiers of the regiment spent a lot of time getting drunk in the tavern. I had fun. I can't help it. Come here. Come closer. Close your eyes. Extend your hand. No.
Well, I figure if you write every night, you'll be running out of pages soon. So now you have a brand new journal to write in. I thought it would cheer you up. Oh, thank you. Lovely. Yes? What can I do for you?
Personal, you say? And you sound so ominous, too. Yes, okay. Give it a try. Oh, okay. If you need to know, then the answer would be yes. I have been intimate with somebody. Ha, well, somewhere, I guess. Okay, so you would ask about my past, but not tell me of yours? That's fine too. Let's concentrate on the task ahead for a while. We can talk more later. My lady, I can't help but to think of what happened between us. The feelings we shared in the past. Just some years ago. I still remember everything clearly. That night you had escaped from a boring ball, by your account, and bumped into me. I was doing the night round. We hadn't had much contact anymore, aside from some training and tutoring here and there. But I had seen you from afar, often. Yes, I used to feel so silly.
I would walk down the corridors of the castle hoping to see you, and when I did, I'd feel my face burning, and I knew you were feeling exactly the same thing. But that night we found each other in the gardens and my heart started to race. My stomach was hurting. I was full of mixed emotions. By the Maker, to fall in love with the Terran's daughter, that was not right. You were the Terran's kin. I was a mere squire who guarded the castle at night. But when I saw you there and felt the physical pain, I had to blurt it out. I love you. We embraced and just stood there for Maker knows how long. Today I find myself feeling something like that. My dear. I was thinking of what you said the other day, about our past. My dear, you know how we felt for each other. I used to find your hidden notes with fun stories. We shared smiles when we passed each other in the corridors. I couldn't get you out of my mind. I was having a hard time concentrating, and it started to take its toll on my training. I owed your father everything I had, from my education to the clothes on my back, and we both knew he'd never approve. That's why we kept it secret. I wanted to give you everything, but your mother slapped you, and me. I can't even begin to describe the shame I felt. Not about us. It was my behavior, the feeling that they had given me a future, and I betrayed their trust by falling in love with you. To no avail. You were sent to your room in tears, and I was sent to the barracks. I waited there for your father's visit for what seemed an eternity, sick to my stomach for what would happen. When he came into my room, his face was a mix of anger and disappointment. I told him how sincere my intentions were, but nevertheless, he said that if I didn't end it, he would send you away. And from that moment, I was barred from entering the castle for a very long time. He did? Then maybe he didn't want to send either of us away. Before this blight, I thought we could never be together again, that you would only be someone I bowed to. You know how much I respect your parents and their memory, but now I know that no matter how hard I tried to live without you, I can't. Is it too late for us? Come here. My dear, I cannot tell you how many times I imagined this night when we were younger. And now, I feel like I could walk on the moon. I hope we can do this again soon. I adore you. I pray we will have plenty of opportunities to enjoy this. But for now, we should go. We still have many things to do. And if I stay, I know I won't want to leave.
Well, look here. Bryce Coustland's little Spitfire, all grown up and still playing the man. I thought Logain made it clear that your pathetic family is gone and forgotten. Your parents died on their knees. Your brother's corpse rots in Ostagar, and his brat was burned on a scrap heap along with his Antivan whore of a wife.
No! I won't let you defile their memories any longer. Your time has come. Now! I'm sorry for my outburst. I saw House standing there, gloating. I lost it and I attacked him. I swear to you, I've never felt such hate towards another being. I wanted to see him dead in a pool of his own blood.
I wanted him to suffer. And I wanted him to die. I feel such a heavy weight lifted from my shoulders. I know what I did was wrong. A knight should never lose his temper. Please, leave me alone with my thoughts for a little while. What can I do for you, my love? On the one hand, I feel relieved. I know he won't hurt anybody else. On the other hand, I still have nightmares sometimes. There are memories of him I can't forget, of what he has done. My memories will haunt me forever. Do not lose hope. We may still find Fergus, and I'm at your service. You know that. I know, but with everything that has happened, I'm beginning to doubt myself. I never doubted myself before. I knew right from wrong. Law, morals, duty, loyalty. All how changed that. I understand now why we are vengeful. I see the grey area of our feelings. Every time I take my sword, I wonder if my strike is righteous, or if my feelings are clouding my judgment. Thank you, my love. I will be fine. I just need to find myself again. My love, may I have a word with you? My love, I was meaning to tell you this for a while now. You are a wonderful person. We think alike, and I'm proud of the decisions you have made on our journeys. You are a brave and sensible woman. I love you. I always have. Since the day I met you many years ago, I love you, and I want to be with you always. Ha! My love, you make me the happiest man alive. I try not to run ahead of myself, but I can't stop thinking of our future. And I know we can't predict it, that we could die tomorrow, but know this, my heart is yours. We will, my dear. Here we are, and it might be the last time we see each other, my love. I know this is not the right time to bring this up, but Maker knows if there's ever going to be a right time. Yesterday, I wanted to spend my time with you, and that's why I didn't bring it up. But I know about what Morrigan told you. I thank you. I know how hard it must have been to make such a decision. But I do believe it was the right one. We can't risk it. I don't know what I'd do without you, if the worst would happen. Thank you, my love. Thank you. And I love you. I couldn't bear to lose you. Whatever might happen as a consequence of your decision, if anything happens, we will deal with it later. Together. Please be careful now. May the Maker watch over us all. My love, you have no idea how relieved I am that all this is finally over. How I wish for us to start a new life together. Where will we go? What will we do? And why not? The only thing I'd like to do first, however, is to go back to mine. You know I wish to see my father, by the Maker's mercy, if he's still living. After that, I'm open to anything. Thank you, my dear. I would love you to meet my father and see my home. My love, there's something else. I'd like to ask you something. Will you marry me?
My dear.
My love, I can barely wait to call you my wife. But they're waiting for you outside now, and I think you'll have to indulge the masses who want to see you. I'll be right here when you come back, and we can celebrate. Just the two of us.